It's that time again. The Game Awards is coming up this week, and in today's video we're going to be discussing if we're going to be seeing anything Final Fantasy or even anything from Square Enix at the Game Awards this year. It's something fun I love to do all the time whenever there's a big gaming event. It's a chance for discussion and getting our thoughts across on what we would like to see, and it's just overall a good time. So I'm hoping you can join me today for this one. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. If you like the content you're seeing, please consider hitting the like button, it helps out a lot. And if you want to stick around for some more Final Fantasy content, you're already in the right place, just hit that subscribe button. Now I want to start off the video by prefacing that my expectations are in check. I just love speaking about video games. I just love talking about Final Fantasy, and I just want to create a discussion and see where everybody is at. So we're going to start off talking about Final Fantasy because that's what you're probably here for. And then they're going to talk about a couple of Square Enix properties as well, on what we might see, what could be happening, and everything else in between. So with Final Fantasy, I'm going to start off with the most unlikely candidate that will be showing up here, though it is one I really want to see, and that is Final Fantasy 13, the trilogy specifically, as it hasn't got a modern port. Yes, you can play it on Xbox via backwards compatibility. Yes, you can play it on Steam, but those ports aren't the greatest without using mods. And from what I've noticed lately, a lot of games out there are bringing out native ports of their games. Red Dead Redemption 1 being one of them. The Yakuza games from 0 through to 2 have just got native PS5 ports. It's something I'd like to see with Final Fantasy 13 because when it comes to the PlayStation, it's locked on PS3. I guess you could call it a little bit of a selfish reason because I don't plan on ever playing it on PC and I don't ever plan on playing it on Xbox. I would like to get trophies and just enjoy it on what I feel is the best system for me to play it on. But when it comes to the Game Awards, I do not think we will be seeing it here, unfortunately. Another Final Fantasy we'll definitely not see is Final Fantasy 17. We have no idea what this could be, what this might be, and I really don't have any speculation on that title whatsoever. I'll just look forward to it, and when the time is right, the ball will start rolling, though I am in a bit of a camp that we won't see the number 17. I've always had it in the back of my mind that we need a bit of a soft reboot, and I think ditching the numbers might be key to that, but that's a discussion in itself. But I don't think we'll see Final Fantasy 17. Next, we move on to a Final Fantasy I think we have a smidging of a chance, and some of you will be thinking, Jen, you've been holding on to this one for far too long, but I do think this is more likely to show at the Game Awards than Kingdom Hearts 4, which we'll go into in a little bit, but I'm talking about the Final Fantasy IX remake. I won't bore you with all of the history. I have many videos, including one I did last week when we got a mobile collaboration with Another Eden, which I urge you guys to check out if you haven't already, because it is very faithful to the story of Final Fantasy IX, and I've had a blast playing through that. But when it comes to the remake itself, whether it's real, whether it's not, we don't need to talk about it. I would love to see it, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that would love to see it as well, but there's no better place than the Game Awards for it to happen, and I would say it has probably the smallest chance of showing up here as a surprise. I would love to know what your thoughts are on it. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comment section below, but there is one that I am very sure that is going to be showing up here during the Game Awards, and I want to talk about Final Fantasy VII Part 3. Now, at the time of recording this video, an interview has just gotten out from a French publication, which was recorded back in October, though a lot of people are treating this like it was recorded yesterday, and there's a lot of information that has come out about that regarding the title of the game and the fact that they briefly spoke about an announcement at the Game Awards. Though there's no official translation I have found so far, I've used various resources on the internet to translate what has already been said in the video, and essentially the host said to Hamaguchi that the Game Awards would be a great place for an announcement, and Hamaguchi responded, and this isn't word for word, this is just a rough translation. He says, "So yes, I think this is a good place to make announcements like this. Well, I don't know if it will be this year, but you're good, you know how to get me to say things." And if you watch that with the context of the video, it seems like he was caught off guard with the question and he was a bit flustered forward with it. So take all of that with a grain of salt. He didn't say no, that is the main point, so it might not happen, but at the same time, it might happen. I am in the ball court of it happening, and the way I see it going down, and this is what I would do if I was in charge of like revealing part 3, I would show you a sizzle reel trailer of Final Fantasy Remake Intergrade coming to Switch 2 and Xbox, and I would also shadow drop the opening bombing demo that we got back on PlayStation when it was first announced, and then everyone will be like, oh man, they got us there. And then I think they'll either bring Hamaguchi to the stage, or Jeff will be like, we've got one more thing, and it will be a very small teaser like we got at the anniversary event when they first revealed Rebirth. That's the way I envision it. That's the way I would do it. Whether that's what's going to happen, we don't know. But a few things to note is that Final Fantasy as a whole has been at the Game Awards every single year since 2021. And when you include all of Jeff Keighley's events, minus Gamescom, it's more Summer Game Fest, Final Fantasy, the Remake Trilogy, has had a big presence. Final Fantasy Rebirth got its first reveal proper trailer a year after its title reveal at Summer Game Fest. They had the orchestra concert, so there is that relationship there. So I would assume, with all that information in tow, that the Game Awards would be the best place to have this title reveal, and I would be very excited to see it here. If it isn't here, that's okay. My expectations are in check, but I'm very excited about this final part, so I'm looking forward to whenever they may reveal it. This is a big one for me, so let me know in the comment section down below if you think you'll be seeing Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 at the Game Awards, and what do you think that title will be? I am in the camp of Return, though I'm very open to anything, even Reunion. We could go down the road of, oh, it's already been used, but anything could happen because we really don't know anything. Now that's all of Final Fantasy out of the way, and if you think there's something that I've missed, let me know in the comment section below. But we're going to go over a couple of Square Enix titles in general, what we could be seeing here. I'm going to start off with the games we know about, and I'm going to talk about Adventures of Elliot. I don't think this would show up at the Game Awards. I feel like this is more suited to a Nintendo Direct kind of event, but someone brought up to me that maybe it could be a great way to show a new trailer off during the pre-show, and I was like, hey, actually that might work. So we could see some more of Adventures of Elliot. This is a HD 2D action style game like The Legend of Zelda, maybe the early Mana games, and I'm very excited to dive into this one. So it would be nice to see maybe a release date trailer or just a new trailer, maybe an updated demo or something along those lines. Next up, we have Dragon Quest XII. I'm going to tell you right now, if we're going to hear anything about Dragon Quest XII, it will be during Dragon Quest Day next year. That's all I need to say on that one. And on the subject of Dragon Quest, before we move on, of course, we have Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I don't think we'll see anything here at the Game Awards. It's more suited to a more Nintendo style event. And I would say that the Game Awards is more of a Western focused event and celebration of games. And Dragon Quest is obviously more popular in Japan, so having it in Nintendo Direct kind of makes sense to me. And then we have Kingdom Hearts 4. Now, I'm going to tell you, again, much like Dragon Quest XII, we're not going to see anything about Kingdom Hearts 4 until at least mid next year. It isn't going to show up at the Game Awards, and if it does, I'm going to be really happy about it. And I don't mind if you guys go in the comments and say, hey Jen, it ended up being there. It isn't a competition of who's right or wrong. I'm just thinking that it's not going to be there, and I would assume that we'll start seeing things about it when it's ready. A few other of the franchises from Square, Star Ocean and the Mana games. After the performance of Visions of Mana, which is a shame because that was a great game, I don't think we'll see any Mana games anytime soon. Star Ocean, again, the latest Star Ocean didn't do too well, but Star Ocean, the second story R, did incredibly well. I wouldn't mind if they went back to the first Star Ocean and they decided to give that the same treatment, or even give us a bit of a better version of Star Ocean 3. I know there's already a port out there on the PlayStation and other systems, I think, but I would like to see some of the old Star Ocean games get a bit of love before they dive into a possible new entry of that series. I've also got written on some notes here, Romancing Saga 3, because I feel like Romancing Saga 2 caught a lot of people off guard. It was a great turn-based RPG and a really, really good remake of that game. It got me into the Saga series and I would want more Saga games like that one, so I thought a natural Romancing Saga 3 would be a good candidate for that to happen. Last thing on my notes is the HD 2D games. I feel even though we're getting Adventures of Elliot, there could still be a HD 2D game in development. We've seen them coming in chunks at the moment. This year alone, we got Octopath Traveler 0 and we got Dragon Quest 1 and 2. A little bit earlier than that, we got Dragon Quest 3, Triangle Strategy before that, so on. You know how it goes. So I suspect there's going to be another one in development, whether it's another Dragon Quest game. That would be great, but I think after hearing the news of Yuji Horii just not being able to contain himself or not want to talk about a Chrono Trigger remake, that Chrono Trigger might be the next HD 2D game. Very interested to hear your thoughts on that one. Let me know down below, but I am settling in on the camp that we are going to be seeing a HD 2D version of Chrono Trigger. And that's about everything when it comes to Final Fantasy and Square Enix. I think the most realistic thing to happen is a Part 3 teaser trailer, and I think that's going to happen after a shadow drop of the demo, maybe, of Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Switch 2 to hype up that launch on January 22nd, I believe. Whether I'm wrong, we shall see. That's the most exciting thing about it. I just like talking about these events. Now, this last thing before I leave is completely unrelated to Final Fantasy and Square Enix, but I want to add it in because I'm not going to have a chance to add it in anywhere, but I want to briefly talk about Expedition 33. This is going to absolutely sweep, and that's sweep spelt with 2 3s, the Game Awards. It was a great game and my personal game of the year, but I also think that we're going to get that free update and it's going to get shadow dropped during the event. Whether it will be happening this week or next week, I think we are going to see it because it's all going to be about Expedition 33 at the Game Awards. It's going to be a big thing, so why not drop that free update? And I think it might be bigger than some people think. So I'm looking forward to that one. It might even be holiday themed, I don't know. But that's my little side prediction right there. I appreciate you joining me in today for this video. Of course, we will cover whatever may be announced Final Fantasy or Square Enix related at the Game Awards in a later video, or we will reflect on it in general, but I appreciate your time. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.